Hey guys, tonight we're stepping away from the bustling world, leaving behind the glow of screens and the hum of traffic, and venturing deep into an ancient, whispered realm. Imagine, if you will, the cool, crisp air on your skin, carrying the scent of pine needles and damp earth. You hear the soft rustle of unseen leaves, and a distant, almost imperceptible murmur that sounds like the very breath of the forest. This isn't your average Sunday stroll through the park. This is a place where shadows hold secrets and the trees themselves seem to watch with ancient eyes. Honestly, if you were actually there right now, alone and without a map, you'd probably be lost and slightly damp within minutes. But fear not, because tonight, we're guests in a very special place, guided by an extraordinary presence. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. Let's ease into tonight's journey together. You feel the forest floor beneath your feet, a soft carpet of fallen pine needles, moss, and decaying leaves. Each step is cushioned, quiet, a gentle invitation deeper into the woods. The air here is different, cooler, cleaner, carrying an almost electric stillness. The world outside, with its incessant demands and distractions, begins to fade, replaced by the immediate, sensory reality of the trees around you. You look up, and the canopy above is a cathedral of green, a dense, intertwining network of branches that filters the sunlight into dappled patterns on the forest floor. It's as if you've stepped through a hidden doorway, leaving one world behind and entering another entirely. The trees themselves are immense, ancient sentinels reaching skyward. These are not young saplings. These are old pines, their bark rough and fissured, telling tales of centuries, perhaps millennia. Their branches stretch wide, strong, and unwavering, holding firm against the passage of countless seasons. You reach out, your fingers brushing against the rough bark of a nearby trunk, feeling the life within it, the slow, steady pulse of a being that has stood here long before human memory. There's a sense of profound peace here, an unspoken promise of tranquility that settles over you like a soft, invisible cloak. It's a peace that invites you to slow down, to breathe deeply, to simply be. As you walk further, the sounds of your own world truly vanish. There's no distant traffic, no sirens, no buzzing phones. Instead, your ears begin to pick up the intricate symphony of the forest. The gentle rustle of leaves, not a harsh roar, but a soft, continuous murmur. The delicate whisper of the wind through the pine needles, like a secret being shared amongst the ancient trees. A faint, almost imperceptible chirping of unseen insects. And beneath it all, a deep, resonant silence that is not empty, but full of life, full of presence. You realize that true quiet isn't the absence of sound, but the presence of natural sound. This forest doesn't demand anything of you. It simply is. And in its being, it offers an immediate sense of belonging, a feeling of being embraced by something far older and wiser than yourself. There's no judgment here, no expectation, just a profound acceptance. You start to notice the small details. A delicate spiderweb sparkling with dew, a patch of vibrant green moss clinging to a damp rock, the intricate pattern on a fallen leaf. Your senses, dulled by the artificiality of modern life, begin to awaken, sharpening, drawing you deeper into the magic of this place. The air itself seems to shimmer, not with heat haze, but with an almost ethereal quality. There's a lightness to it, a freshness that invigorates your lungs and clears your mind. You close your eyes for a moment, inhaling deeply, letting the scent of pine and rich earth fill you. It's a scent that grounds you, connects you to something primordial and true. This isn't just a physical place. It's a state of mind, a gateway to a deeper understanding of nature's rhythms. And as you open your eyes, a subtle sense of anticipation begins to stir within you. You feel a gentle invitation, almost a pull, deeper into the heart of these whispering pines, as if something or someone is waiting to reveal a hidden path. You're still moving through that ancient calm, the pine needles cushioning your steps, the air a cool balm against your skin. The forest's invitation felt subtle at first, almost a suggestion. But now, there's a clearer sense of direction, a quiet leading that draws you deeper into its heart. You find yourself instinctively following a barely discernible trail, a path not worn by many feet, but by the careful passage of a creature intimately familiar with these woods. And then there it is, through a break in the dense undergrowth, bathed in a sliver of sunlight filtering through the canopy. You see it. Not a flash of movement, not a sudden appearance, but a still, almost statuesque presence. A wolf, but this is no ordinary wolf. Its fur, a mosaic of silver, gray, and deep charcoal, seems to absorb and reflect the subdued light of the forest. Its eyes, a piercing amber, hold a depth that transcends mere animal instinct. They are ancient eyes, thoughtful, observing you with a calm intensity that holds no threat, only a profound, silent wisdom. This is the solitary wolf, the one whose presence has been guiding you all along. You freeze not out of fear, but out of reverence. It doesn't move, doesn't growl, doesn't even twitch an ear. It simply is a living embodiment of the forest's quiet power. You notice its posture, relaxed yet alert, a perfect balance of vigilance and peace. Its tail rests low, its body slightly angled away, indicating no aggression, just an acknowledgement of your presence. You realize that this creature isn't here by chance. It belongs to this place, deeply rooted in its ancient rhythms. It's like spotting a unicorn in your backyard, except this unicorn has fangs and a much more pragmatic approach to life. There's no sense of wildness in its gaze in the way you might expect from a predator. Instead, it's a gaze that holds an almost melancholic understanding, a quiet knowing that comes from countless solitary journeys through these woods. You sense its self-reliance, its deep connection to its surroundings, a creature perfectly attuned to every rustle of leaves, every distant scent on the wind. It exudes a stillness that is contagious. You find your own breathing slowing, your heart rate steadying. The wolf is lean, powerful, every muscle defined beneath its thick coat. You see the scars of a life lived in the wild, a nick in one ear, a faint mark on its flank, each one a silent testament to trials faced and overcome. Yet, there's no trace of hardship in its current demeanor, only a quiet fortitude. It carries itself with a dignity that is almost regal, a king of its domain, not by decree, but by inherent nature. This is a creature that lives by instinct, yes, but also by a profound, unwritten code of the wild. The solitary nature is striking. You understand, instinctively, that this wolf chooses its own path. It doesn't need a pack for validation, though it likely knew the warmth of one in its past. Its wisdom seems to stem from this very independence, from the countless hours spent observing, listening, and simply being present in the vast quiet of the forest. It's a kind of wisdom that can only be cultivated in solitude, far from the clamor and expectations of others. You might even find yourself envying its quiet self-sufficiency for a moment. Who hasn't wished for a little less drama and a lot more self-contained calm in their life? As you watch, a subtle shift occurs. The wolf slowly, deliberately, turns its head, its amber eyes meeting yours for a prolonged moment. There's no challenge, no invitation to approach, just a profound, silent acknowledgement. It's as if it's assessing your intentions, reading the quiet sincerity of your presence. And then, without a sound, it turns, its powerful body melting back into the shadows of the pines, its movements fluid and utterly noiseless. It doesn't vanish entirely, though. You catch glimpses of its silver-gray form moving through the trees, a fleeting shadow, a silent guide. It's inviting you to follow, not with a bark or a nudge, but with the eloquent language of its own quiet grace. The journey has truly begun, and you are its silent companion. You find yourself moving again, pulled by the silent, almost imperceptible lead of the wolf. Its form flickers between the trees, a living shadow, never quite out of sight, yet never truly close either. This isn't a chase. It's a quiet trailing, a lesson in observation and a profound exercise in patience. You realize quickly that this creature operates on a different clock, a rhythm dictated by the sun's slow arc and the subtle shifts of the forest itself. Every step you take is now more deliberate, more mindful. You learn to place your feet softly, avoiding dry twigs that might snap or loose stones that might shift. The wolf, you notice, moves with an almost supernatural grace. Its paws barely disturb the fallen leaves, its body flowing effortlessly over roots and around ancient trunks. It's as if the forest itself makes way for it, a silent agreement between the creature and its home. You try to mimic its quietness, feeling a strange satisfaction in the muted crunch of pine needles beneath your boots. It's like learning to dance with the forest, except your dance partner is a professional and you have 2 left feet made of lead. As you follow, your eyes, once scanning for a clear path, now begin to search for the subtle signs the wolf leaves behind. A faint paw print in a patch of damp earth, barely visible, quickly disappearing as the ground dries. A disturbed patch of moss, or a single dark hair snagged on a low branch. These are not grand gestures. They are fleeting whispers, easily missed if your attention is elsewhere. You start to understand that this trailing is less about speed and more about attunement. It's about listening with more than just your ears, seeing with more than just your eyes. The wolf rarely looks back. Its focus is always forward, or occasionally, a quick, almost imperceptible scan of its surroundings. This isn't indifference. It's trust. It trusts that if you are meant to follow, you will. It trusts in the quiet understanding that has settled between you. There's no pressure, no urgency, just the steady, rhythmic movement through the ancient trees. You feel a sense of liberation in this lack of explicit communication. There's no need for words, no need for explanation. Just the shared experience of movement through a silent, living world. Hours seem to melt away. The light shifts from dappled morning sun to the softer, longer rays of afternoon. You notice the sun now, low in the sky, filtering through the western canopy, painting the forest in hues of gold and amber. The air grows cooler, and the scents of pine become more pungent, richer. Your body, perhaps accustomed to the sedentary demands of modern life, begins to feel the satisfying ache of sustained movement. But it's an ache that feels earned, a connection to the physical world you often forget. Who knew walking quietly could be such a workout? Certainly not your desk chair. During this quiet journey, you also begin to notice the wolf's interactions with its environment. It doesn't charge through, disturbing everything in its path. Instead, it seems to glide with the forest. It pauses to sniff at a patch of mushrooms, its nose twitching delicately. It might rub against the rough bark of a particular tree, leaving behind a subtle scent mark, a quiet declaration of its presence. It steps around delicate patches of wildflowers, almost respectfully. It drinks from a hidden spring, its lapping tongue the only sound breaking the stillness. These are not actions of a brute force. They are actions of a creature in complete harmony with its surroundings. You learn from its patience. When the wolf pauses, you pause. When it sits, often in a patch of filtered sunlight, simply observing, you too find a comfortable spot and simply are. This isn't waiting impatiently. It's an active form of presence. You begin to notice things you would have walked right past before. The intricate patterns on a beetle's back, the tiny, almost invisible spores on the underside of a fern, the subtle shifting of shadows as the sun continues its descent. This forced stillness is a gift, a gentle re-education of your senses, sharpening them to the subtle rhythms of the wild. You realize how much of life you usually rush past, utterly oblivious to the quiet miracles happening all around you. You've been silently trailing the wolf, observing its graceful movements, and learning the quiet art of forest mindfulness. As you continue, the air around you seems to grow denser, not with humidity, but with an ancient, palpable presence. You find yourself surrounded by the oldest, most colossal pines you've yet encountered. Their trunks are impossibly wide, their bark a mosaic of deep greens and dark browns, almost black in places. Their topmost branches are so high they seem to brush against the clouds, their needles shimmering like 1,000 tiny green spears. It's here that you truly begin to feel the whispers of ancient trees. Close your eyes for a moment. Lean against one of these giants. Feel the rough texture of its bark against your palm, the subtle vibrations within its massive trunk. You hear the wind, not just rustling, but singing through their needles, a soft, continuous drone that resonates deep within your chest. It's a sound that seems to carry stories, echoes of countless seasons, of sunrises and sunsets, of storms and quiet snowfalls. These trees aren't just silent observers. They are living archives, holding the memories of millennia within their very wood. And now you're listening. The wisdom of these pines isn't articulated in words, of course, or in any language you'd understand with your ears alone. Their wisdom is in their unwavering stillness, their profound patience. They have stood here, rooted, for centuries, watching the world change around them. They've seen countless creatures come and go, witnessed the slow dance of geological time. They understand the rhythm of growth and decay, the necessity of weathering storms, the quiet strength of simply enduring. You feel a deep sense of humility in their presence, a realization of your own fleeting existence against their timelessness. It's like standing next to a living, breathing history book, one that's far too vast to ever fully read. You observe their resilience. Many of these pines bear the marks of past struggles. Lightning strikes that scarred their bark, broken branches from fierce winds, hollows in their trunks that speak of ancient fires. Yet they continue to stand, to grow, to reach for the light. They don't dwell on their wounds. They integrate them, making them part of their story, part of their strength. It's a powerful lesson in adapting, in finding strength not just in perfection, but in perseverance despite imperfection. If a tree can shrug off a lightning bolt, perhaps you can handle that annoying email you've been dreading. The wolf, sensing your pause, settles at the base of one of these grand trees, its head resting on its paws, its amber eyes half closed. 2 seems to be listening, absorbing the profound stillness. This is where it finds its solace, its quiet power. It's a shared communion with the oldest beings in the forest. You realize that this is where the wolf draws its own wisdom, from the deep, unspoken knowledge that permeates these ancient woods. It doesn't need a library. It has the forest itself as its vast, living text. As you spend time among them, you notice the subtle ways the pines interact. Their roots intertwine beneath the forest floor, sharing nutrients and water, creating an invisible network of mutual support. Their branches interlock, creating a dense canopy that provides shelter for countless creatures. They don't compete aggressively. They cooperate, forming a single, cohesive entity, the forest itself. It's a lesson in community, a quiet example of how living things can thrive through connection and support, even if they sometimes bump elbows or branches. In this case, the air around these ancient pines feels charged, almost sacred. There's a calming energy that radiates from them, a gentle hum that seems to quiet the restless chatter of your own mind. You feel your shoulders relax, your jaw unclench. The petty anxieties of your daily life seem to shrink, becoming insignificant against the backdrop of their immense, quiet grandeur. It's a natural form of therapy, a profound connection to something elemental and deeply peaceful. You might even find yourself wishing you had a tiny hammock to string between two of these giants and just stay here forever. This is the essence of the forest's wisdom, not in grand pronouncements, but in its quiet, constant existence. It teaches patience, resilience, interconnectedness, and the profound peace that comes from simply being present. And as you prepare to move on, you carry with you a whisper of that ancient knowledge, a gentle echo of the wise pines that now reside within your own quiet understanding. You're still steeped in the quiet wisdom of the ancient pines, feeling their steady presence. The wolf, ever your silent guide, now stirs, its movements fluid as it rises and continues deeper into the forest. You follow, your senses still heightened, attuned to the subtle changes in the environment around you. The gentle downward slope of the land and the increasing freshness in the air signal a new presence, a new element in this living tapestry. And then you hear it, a soft, persistent murmur, growing louder with each step, the unmistakable sound of flowing water. Soon, the trees begin to thin slightly, giving way to an opening, and there it is, a crystal river glinting under the filtered sunlight. Its waters are remarkably clear, revealing a bed of smooth, multicolored stones and here and there, the lazy drift of submerged moss. The river itself isn't a raging torrent. It's a calm, steady flow, a picture of effortless momentum. You approach its bank, the air cooler here, carrying the sweet, clean scent of fresh water. It's an instant invitation to pause, to simply watch, and to listen. The wolf steps gracefully to the river's edge, lowers its head, and drinks deeply, its lapping tongue the only sound in the immediate vicinity. You observe its focused stillness, its complete immersion in the moment. It doesn't rush. It takes its time, savoring the cool, life-giving liquid. You too feel a thirst, not just for water, but for the profound calm this place offers. You kneel by the bank, letting the cool water run over your fingers, feeling its refreshing chill. It's a simple, primal act, connecting you to the very essence of life. This river, you realize, is more than just a body of water. It's a metaphor for time itself, for the continuous, endless journey of existence. It flows onward, ceaselessly, always moving, always changing, yet always remaining the same river. It doesn't cling to the past, nor does it worry about the future. It simply is in the present moment, a constant, flowing testament to persistence. Imagine if your to-do list flowed as effortlessly as this river. Life would be significantly less stressful, wouldn't it? Look closer at the river. See the small, silver fish darting through the shallows, their scales catching the light. Watch the intricate dance of aquatic insects on its surface. Observe the delicate ferns and mosses that cling to the damp rocks along its banks, thriving on its constant nourishment. This river is a giver of life, a sustainer of the surrounding forest. It shapes the landscape, carving paths, providing sustenance, and acting as a crucial artery in this ancient ecosystem. Every ripple, every current plays a role in the greater flow. The sounds of the river are equally captivating. Beyond the gentle lapping, you hear the subtle gurgle as it flows over stones, a soft whisper as it brushes against submerged roots, and perhaps a distant murmur where it drops over a small cascade. It's a natural white noise, incredibly soothing, drowning out any residual mental chatter you might still harbor. It's the kind of sound you could easily fall asleep to, lulled by its consistent, unwavering rhythm. As you sit there, you feel the tension in your shoulders begin to release, carried away by the river's steady current. The constant motion of the water, paradoxical as it may seem, creates a profound sense of stillness within you. It's a reminder that change is constant, but within that constant change, there is a fundamental stability, a dependable rhythm that underlies all of nature. The river has been flowing like this for untold millennia, and it will continue long after your brief visit. The wolf, having quenched its thirst, now sits quietly on the bank, observing the water with those knowing amber eyes. It seems to find the same solace here, the same timeless comfort. Its presence beside you, silent and unjudging, deepens the experience. You are sharing a moment of profound peace with a creature of the wild, connected by the simple, universal need for water and the shared appreciation for its beauty. The river's steady flow reminds you that life, like water, finds its own path, carving its way through obstacles, always moving towards its greater destination. It teaches acceptance of the present moment, the power of continuous forward motion, and the fundamental importance of sustaining life. You carry this lesson with you as the wolf, with a subtle shift of its head, signals that it's time to move on, leaving the river to continue its timeless journey. You've absorbed the river's timeless rhythm, feeling its calming influence as you continue your silent trek. The wise wolf, ever attentive, now leads you into a slightly denser part of the forest, where the canopy grows thicker and the undergrowth is rich with diverse life. This isn't just a scenic walk. With every step, you feel as though you're entering an immense, living classroom, where every rustle, every scent, every shadow holds a lesson. You are now truly experiencing the unveiling of nature's classroom. The wolf pauses, its head cocked, its ears swiveling almost imperceptibly, picking up sounds beyond your range of hearing. You follow its gaze, not seeing anything at first, but then, slowly, your eyes begin to adjust to truly see. High in a towering pine, a small bird, camouflaged against the bark, is meticulously building its nest, weaving together twigs and moss with an artistry that seems impossible for such a tiny creature. You realize the bird isn't worried about deadlines or social media likes. It's simply focused, present, and driven by an ancient instinct. It's a reminder of life's simple, powerful purpose: to build, to create, to sustain. The wolf shifts its weight, nudging its nose towards a patch of forest floor. You look down and see a delicate network of fungi, their caps in various shades of russet and cream, emerging from the decaying leaves. You recall how these fungi are the silent decomposers, breaking down fallen matter, returning nutrients to the soil so new life can flourish. It's a powerful lesson in cycles, in the quiet, indispensable role that decay plays in regeneration. Without the falling leaves and the unseen work of these tiny organisms, the forest couldn't sustain itself. It's a beautiful, if slightly squishy, metaphor for letting go of the old to make way for the new. You observe the subtle ways that different plants interact. Some grow tall, reaching for the sunlight, while others thrive in the dappled shade beneath, perfectly content with less. Some creep along the ground, creating a protective carpet, while others intertwine, supporting each other as they climb. There's no ego here, no striving to be something they're not. Each plant occupies its unique niche, contributing to the overall health and vibrancy of the forest. It's a living, breathing demonstration of diversity and cooperation. If only all office environments could be so harmonious. The wolf suddenly tenses, its nose twitching. You follow its lead, holding your breath, listening intently. A faint, almost imperceptible scent of a deer. The wolf doesn't give chase, doesn't even move towards it. It simply registers the presence, a part of its world, a natural interaction within the ecosystem. It's a lesson in awareness without action, in knowing without needing to control. Its senses are sharp, constantly processing information, but its wisdom lies in choosing which information demands a response and which simply needs to be acknowledged. As you move through this natural classroom, you notice your own awareness expanding. Your hearing seems sharper, picking up the subtle rustle of a squirrel in the branches above, the distant chatter of crows. Your sense of smell identifies the distinct scent of damp earth, the sharper tang of pine resin, the faint sweetness of unseen wildflowers. Your vision is drawn to the intricate patterns in the bark of a tree, the delicate veins on a fallen leaf, the vibrant color of a single berry. The forest is teaching you to truly sense the world around you, not just passively observe it. The wolf, your silent mentor, seems to embody these lessons effortlessly. Its movements are always deliberate, its presence always grounded. It never wastes energy, never acts impulsively. Every action is considered, every moment lived fully. It reminds you of the power of instinct, honed by generations of survival, but also of a deeper intelligence, a profound understanding of its place in the world. It's not just surviving, it's thriving in harmony with its surroundings. This unveiling of nature's classroom isn't about memorizing facts. It's about internalizing principles. It's about understanding the interconnectedness of life, the wisdom of cycles, the beauty of diversity, and the power of acute awareness. You leave this section of the forest with a renewed appreciation for the intricate design of the natural world, and a subtle sense that you've just received a very profound, very quiet education. The wolf, having shown you these wonders, continues its journey, inviting you to integrate these new insights into your very being. You've absorbed the quiet lessons of nature's classroom, your senses sharper, your awareness more profound. As you continue to follow the wise wolf, a subtle shift begins to occur in the forest around you. The golden light of late afternoon softens, deepens, and then, slowly, begins to fade. The canopy overhead becomes a darker, more solid mass, and the shadows beneath the pines lengthen, stretching out like long, inky fingers across the forest floor. You realize that day is giving way to night, and a new kind of magic is beginning to unfold. This is the moment to experience moonlight's gentle embrace. The air grows cooler, a fresh crispness that invigorates your lungs. The familiar scents of pine and damp earth become more pronounced, sharper in the cooling air. You might even catch the subtle, sweet aroma of night-blooming flowers, a fragrance too delicate to notice in the brighter light of day. Your eyes, which struggled to see in the dimming light at first, slowly begin to adapt, discerning shapes and shadows with surprising clarity. It's like a natural night vision mode kicking in, though without the slightly creepy green tint. The sounds of the forest transform. The chirping of diurnal birds fades, replaced by the soft, rhythmic calls of nocturnal creatures. You might hear the distant hoot of an owl, a sound both haunting and strangely comforting, or the quiet rustle of a small mammal foraging in the undergrowth. The wind, which during the day whispered through the pines, now seems to sing a deeper, more resonant tune, a lullaby woven from ancient boughs. It's a symphony of the night, a composition of subtle sounds that can only be truly appreciated in the quiet darkness. The wolf, your silent guide, seems even more at home in this nocturnal world. Its silver-gray fur blends seamlessly with the moon-drenched shadows, making it almost invisible if not for the faint glimmer in its amber eyes. Its movements become even more fluid, more ghost-like, as it navigates the darkened terrain with effortless grace. It is a creature of twilight and moonlight, perfectly adapted to this subtle, mysterious realm. You understand that this is its true domain, a time when its heightened senses are most potent. And then, through a clearing in the canopy, you see it. The moon, a pearlescent orb hanging serenely in the vast, inky sky. Its light, cool and ethereal, bathes the forest in a soft, silvery glow. The shadows beneath the trees deepen, creating intricate patterns of light and dark, transforming the familiar landscape into something entirely new, something dreamlike. The needles of the pines shimmer, each one catching a tiny spark of moonlight, making the entire forest seem to sparkle. It's a breathtaking sight, a testament to the quiet majesty of the night. Under this soft moonlight, you feel an enhanced awareness. Your other senses, no longer reliant on strong visual cues, become sharper. You might feel the subtle shift in the wind against your cheek, the coolness of a dew-kissed leaf, the faint vibration of unseen movement in the earth. Your mind, too, seems to quiet further. The worries and thoughts that might still have lingered from your day begin to dissipate, dissolving into the vast, calming darkness. It's a profound sense of inner peace, a feeling of being utterly present in the moment, enveloped by the universe itself. No alarm clock needed for this kind of tranquility, just pure, unadulterated moonlight. You might even find yourself lying back on a bed of pine needles, gazing up at the moon, feeling utterly insignificant yet profoundly connected. The stars, countless pinpricks of light, begin to emerge around the moon, sparkling like scattered diamonds. It's a reminder of the universe's immensity, of your small place within it, and yet also of your unique connection to it all. The forest at night doesn't feel threatening. It feels protective, a vast, comforting embrace. The wolf settles nearby, a dark silhouette against the moonlit forest floor, its presence a grounding anchor in this ethereal scene. It seems to share in this moment of quiet communion, a silent acknowledgement of the beauty and peace of the nocturnal world. You realize that spending time in nature, particularly at night, allows for a deeper connection to cycles, to the rhythms of rest and renewal. It teaches you to trust your non-visual senses, to find beauty in subtlety, and to discover the profound calm that can only be found in the absence of harsh light and incessant noise. This enhanced awareness under the moon's gentle glow is a gift, one you'll carry long after the sun rises again. You've embraced the quiet of the moonlit forest, your senses attuned to its nocturnal symphony. The wise wolf, your constant, silent companion, now leads you to a secluded clearing, a place that feels ancient and still, imbued with a subtle sense of history. As you settle down, the wolf lies facing you, its amber eyes holding a depth that suggests not just presence, but memory. It's here, in this quiet sanctuary, that you begin to sense the echoes of the pack. The solitary nature of this wolf has been evident since your first glimpse. It moves with an independence that speaks volumes. Yet no wolf truly begins its life alone. Every solitary journey is built upon a past, a history within a pack. You instinctively understand that this wolf once knew the warmth of a family, the intricate social bonds that define wolf life. Imagine a time before its solitude. The playful nips of pups, the communal hunts, the shared howls that bound the pack together under the same moon that now shines down on you. It's a poignant thought, a bittersweet memory woven into the very fabric of its being. You picture the vibrant energy of a young wolf, learning the ancient ways from its elders, learning to track, to hunt, to communicate through subtle cues and shared glances, learning the importance of cooperation, of loyalty, of sacrifice for the good of the group. These were the lessons of its youth, ingrained deeply, even if the direct application of those lessons has changed with its solitary path. It's a reminder that even when we walk alone, the foundations of who we are, the wisdom gained from our formative experiences, remain with us. It's like when you try to assemble flat-pack furniture by yourself, but you still remember all those times your dad yelled about missing screws. Some lessons just stick. Perhaps this wolf chose solitude, or perhaps circumstances led it here. The life of a wild animal is never without its challenges. Packs disperse, territories shift, and sometimes a wolf strikes out on its own, either to find new territory or simply to follow an inner calling for a quieter existence. Whatever the reason, this wolf carries the wisdom of both worlds, the strength of community and the resilience of independence. Its solitude isn't a sign of weakness or loneliness. It's a testament to its quiet power, its capacity for self-reliance. As you look at it, you see the subtle ways its past manifests. Its keen observational skills, its patient watchfulness, its deep understanding of the forest's rhythms. These are not just individual traits, but likely honed behaviors developed within a complex social structure. A lone wolf must be acutely aware, not just for hunting, but for avoiding confrontation, for navigating a world without the immediate backup of its kin. It's a constant, silent calculation, a finely tuned balance between caution and confidence. The quiet understanding between you and the wolf deepens as you contemplate its past. There's a shared sense of journey, of individual paths shaped by collective experiences. You reflect on your own life, the people who have shaped you, the communities you've been a part of, and the moments you've chosen or been forced to walk alone. The wolf's story, though wordless, mirrors a universal truth about growth and adaptation. It reminds you that our past experiences, both joyful and challenging, contribute to the wisdom we carry. The forest, too, holds its own echoes of past lives. The hollows in ancient trees, the faint outlines of forgotten trails, the silent testimony of fallen giants, all speak of a history that unfolded long before your arrival. The wolf is just one thread in this immense tapestry, a living link to the countless generations that have moved through these whispering pines. This understanding of the wolf's past pack life adds a layer of quiet depth to its current solitary existence. It makes its wisdom feel even more profound, born not just from innate instinct, but from a lived experience of both connection and independence. It's a powerful lesson in self-sufficiency rooted in collective memory, a demonstration that even when you are physically alone, you are never truly disconnected from the experiences that forged you. And as the moon continues its slow ascent, bathing the clearing in silver, you feel a deeper respect for this creature and the rich, untold story that resonates within its quiet strength. You've absorbed the quiet echoes of the wolf's past, feeling the depth of its experience. The forest continues to deepen around you, its nocturnal sounds becoming more familiar, less mysterious, and profoundly comforting. The wolf now leads you to a particular spot, perhaps a mossy clearing bathed in moonlight, or a sheltered hollow among ancient roots. It settles down, once again, in that posture of serene observation, its eyes soft. This is an unspoken invitation, a moment for you to practice finding solace in stillness. You sit, perhaps cross-legged on the soft forest floor, or leaning against the rough bark of a pine, mirroring the wolf's quiet repose. At first, your mind might still chatter, echoing the remnants of your day, or anticipating what might come next. But here, in this profound quiet, those thoughts begin to feel like distant static easily ignored. The air around you is cool and still, carrying the clean scent of pine and damp earth. You close your eyes, breathing deeply, consciously slowing your breath until it becomes a soft, rhythmic tide, ebbing and flowing within you. Listen, really listen, not to specific sounds, but to the deep underlying silence of the forest. It's not an empty silence, but a rich, resonant one, filled with the presence of every living thing around you. You might hear the faint hum of insects, too tiny to see, the imperceptible shift of air currents through the pine needles, the distant drip of dew from a leaf. These sounds aren't distractions. They are part of the stillness, woven into its fabric. You realize how rarely you truly experience this kind of profound quiet in your daily life, how constantly bombarded your senses are. It's like discovering a secret quiet room in your own bustling mind. Feel the earth beneath you supporting your weight. Feel the subtle energy radiating from the ancient trees, their deep roots anchoring them firmly to the planet. You are connected literally and figuratively to this living system. There's a sense of gravity, of being grounded, that replaces any lingering feelings of restlessness or agitation. Your body begins to relax, muscles unwinding, tension releasing with each slow exhale. It's a physical release, a letting go of the burdens you didn't even realize you were carrying. The wolf, in its mindful stillness, seems to be a master of this art. It isn't doing anything, yet it is profoundly being. Its awareness is expansive, encompassing everything around it without judgment or reaction. It simply observes, processes, and exists in perfect harmony with the moment. You learn from its example that true presence isn't about constant activity, but about conscious awareness. It's about allowing yourself to simply be, without the need to do, to fix, or to achieve. If a wolf can master mindfulness, maybe you can too. It's not like it has emails to answer or laundry to fold. This is where the forest offers its most profound gift, the opportunity to quiet the external world so you can hear your own inner voice. The frantic pace of modern life often drowns out this quiet wisdom. But here, in the embrace of the pines, your inner chatter softens, allowing for moments of clarity, moments of insight that might have eluded you before. You might find a nagging worry losing its grip, or a complex problem suddenly seeming simpler. It's a gentle recalibration of your perspective. The tranquility you find in this stillness isn't a fleeting emotion. It's a deep, foundational peace that settles within your core. It's a realization that joy and wisdom aren't always found in grand pursuits or external achievements, but often in the simple act of presence, of connecting with the natural world and with your own quiet self. This is where true solace resides, not in escaping reality, but in fully inhabiting it, in all its quiet, profound beauty. As the moon continues to cast its silver glow, and the wise wolf maintains its serene vigil beside you, you feel an overwhelming sense of calm. The forest has given you a sanctuary, a space to simply be, and in that being you have found a deep wellspring of peace. This quiet communion with nature, this practice of stillness, is a skill you can carry with you, a portable pocket of tranquility that you can access even when the pines are far away. You are learning to cultivate an inner forest, a place of peace within yourself. You've found profound solace in the stillness, guided by the wise wolf, and the forest's nocturnal embrace has quieted your mind. Now, as you continue your journey, perhaps as the first subtle hints of dawn begin to gray the eastern sky, you begin to perceive the very essence of the forest's vitality. The air itself feels charged, not just with coolness, but with a deep, subtle energy that seems to hum around you. You are now experiencing the forest's healing canopy. Imagine the vast network of roots beneath your feet, extending outwards, intertwining with those of countless other trees. This isn't just a physical connection. It's a living system, a slow, continuous exchange of nutrients and information. The trees communicate, sharing resources, warning each other of threats, a silent, subterranean conversation that has been happening for millennia. When you lean against a tree, you are connecting to this ancient, intelligent network. It's like plugging into the world's oldest, most organic Wi-Fi network, except instead of cat videos, you get profound tranquility. Above, The dense canopy of pine needles and branches filters the incoming light, creating a dappled, soft illumination that is uniquely calming. This isn't just about shade. It's about the very air you breathe. The trees are constantly working, absorbing carbon dioxide and releasing life-giving oxygen. You feel each breath filling your lungs with this pure, invigorated air, cleansing you from the inside out. It's a natural respiratory therapy, a profound detoxification that modern air purifiers can only dream of. Beyond the physical, there's an almost spiritual quality to the restorative power of the trees. Many cultures have long revered forests as sacred spaces, places of deep healing and spiritual renewal. You begin to understand why. There's something about the sheer scale of the trees, their unwavering presence, their quiet resilience, that puts your own troubles into perspective. Your anxieties, which once seemed so large, now feel small and manageable when dwarfed by the centuries-old wisdom of a single pine. It's a humbling yet empowering realization. The wolf, as it moves, often pauses, not just to listen, but to simply be among the trees. It might nuzzle its head against a trunk, or simply lie down in a patch of soft moss at the base of a giant. It draws comfort and strength from these silent sentinels, just as you are now. This isn't a conscious decision for the wolf. It's an instinctive understanding of where true nourishment, both physical and energetic, resides. It knows, without needing words, that this forest isn't just its home. It's its sanctuary, its source of enduring life force. You feel a subtle tingling in your body, a sensation of energy flowing through you, as if you're absorbing the very lifeblood of the forest. This isn't just imagination. Scientific research has shown that spending time in forests, often called forest bathing, can lower stress hormones, reduce blood pressure, and boost the immune system. The trees release beneficial compounds called phytoncides, which you're now inhaling with every deep breath, literally breathing in the forest's healing essence. It's like a spa day for your soul, provided by Mother Nature herself, and it's completely free. The quiet resilience of the trees also offers a profound lesson. They bend with the wind, endure the harshest winters, and regenerate after fire, always reaching for the light. They teach you about adaptability, about weathering storms, and about the fundamental cycle of death and rebirth that underpins all life. They don't fight against the forces of nature. They move with them, integrating every challenge into their growth. As the first light of dawn truly begins to penetrate the canopy, painting the forest in soft hues of rose and gold, you feel a deep sense of rejuvenation. The anxieties that you carried into this forest have been replaced by a profound sense of calm and energy. The trees have offered you more than just shade and oxygen. They've offered you a piece of their ancient wisdom, a quiet strength that now resonates within you. You feel lighter, clearer, more centered. The forest has, quite literally, breathed new life into your spirit. And the wolf, ever observant, seems to acknowledge this shift, a subtle nod in its amber eyes as it prepares to guide you further into the day. You've felt the healing energy of the forest, cleansing and renewing you. Now, as the soft light of dawn fills the canopy, bringing with it the promise of a new day, your senses are sharper than ever, attuned to the subtle shifts in the air. The wise wolf, having guided you through the tranquil night, now leads you to a place where the forest truly expresses its vibrant life force through sound. You are now immersed in the song of the wild. Close your eyes for a moment. Beyond the gentle whisper of the pines, beyond the distant murmur of the river, you begin to discern an intricate tapestry of sounds, each one a unique thread woven into the forest's grand composition. This isn't chaos. It's a meticulously orchestrated symphony, constantly evolving, a direct reflection of the myriad lives that thrive within these woods. First, you pick out the chirping and trilling of birds, a rising chorus as the sun climbs higher. Each species contributes its distinct call. The bold, insistent song of a robin, the delicate, almost tinkling notes of a warbler, the rhythmic tapping of a woodpecker against a distant trunk. You realize that these aren't just random noises. They are communications, territorial declarations, mating calls, warnings, and simple expressions of presence. It's like a very active, very noisy avian social media platform without all the doom scrolling. Then you hear the buzzing of insects, a low, continuous hum that underscores the entire composition. Bees diligently working among the wildflowers, mosquitoes, thankfully, only in your imagination. Zipping past, the rhythmic drone of a beetle. These tiny creatures, often overlooked, are the unsung musicians of the forest. Their industrious sounds a testament to the constant, unseen work of pollination and decomposition. Beneath these aerial sounds, you might detect the rustle of leaves as a small mammal, perhaps a squirrel or a rabbit, forages in the undergrowth. The snap of a twig underfoot, the soft padding of unseen paws, the distant scurry of something larger. These are the sounds of daily life, of survival, of the endless quest for food and shelter. The wolf, you notice, picks up on every one of these subtle cues, its ears swiveling, its nose twitching. It understands this language implicitly, reading the forest's narrative through sound. Listen closely to the wind itself. It's not a single note but a dynamic melody, rising and falling as it weaves through the different densities of the trees. It whistles through the gaps in the branches, sighs through the needles of the pines, and rustles the broader leaves of deciduous trees. The wind is the conductor, shaping the orchestra of the forest, a constant, unseen force that brings life and movement to every corner. It reminds you that some of the most powerful forces are often the most invisible. You might even hear the distant, guttural call of a larger animal, perhaps a deer, or even a bear, though thankfully those are just part of the soundscape right now. These are the deeper notes, the bass lines that ground the composition, reminding you of the larger inhabitants that share this wild space. What you are truly understanding here is the interconnectedness of its diverse inhabitants. Every sound is a piece of a larger puzzle. Every creature plays a role. The bird's song signals its territory, preventing conflict. The buzzing insect pollinates a flower, which provides food for another creature. The rustle of prey keeps the predators alert, maintaining a delicate balance. It's a system where every element, no matter how small, contributes to the health and vibrancy of the whole. There's no single star performer. Every participant is essential. This experience teaches you to listen with a different kind of ear, not just to discern specific sounds, but to feel the overall harmony, the living breath of the ecosystem. It's a lesson in holistic perception, in recognizing that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. The forest isn't just a collection of trees and animals. It's a unified, breathing entity, and its song is a testament to its profound vitality. As the sun fully rises, bathing the forest in golden light, the symphony of the wild swells, reaching its peak. You feel a deep connection to this vibrant life, a profound sense of belonging to something far grander than yourself. The wolf, its ears still perked, seems to nod almost imperceptibly, acknowledging your shared immersion in the forest's timeless song. It's a melody that will stay with you, a quiet reminder of the vibrant, interconnected dance of nature. You've been immersed in the vibrant symphony of the wild, truly understanding the interconnectedness of all life in this ancient forest. The calm, grounded presence of the wise wolf has been a constant anchor, and as you continue your journey, a subtle shift occurs. The forest, through its silent wisdom, now gently prompts you to turn your gaze inward. This is where you begin navigating the inner thicket. As you walk, the physical landscape around you seems to mirror your internal state. You pass through areas of dense, tangled undergrowth, where roots twist across the path and branches interlace tightly overhead, creating pockets of deep shadow. It's like the intricate, sometimes challenging pathways of your own mind. You might find thoughts surfacing, perhaps nagging worries or unresolved questions from your daily life, much like stubborn thorns clinging to your awareness. It's okay. The forest isn't asking you to ignore them, but to observe them without judgment. The wolf, sensing your shift in focus, doesn't rush you. It slows its pace, occasionally pausing to simply sit and watch you, its amber eyes reflecting a deep understanding. It's as if it knows this part of the journey is not about external observation, but internal exploration. It teaches you patience with yourself, the same patience it exhibits with the slow, deliberate pace of nature. You can't force a flower to bloom, and you can't force clarity to appear. Sometimes you just have to give it space. Think about a challenge you've been facing, a decision you've been wrestling with, or a lingering feeling of unease. In the bustling world outside, these thoughts might swirl chaotically, demanding immediate attention, creating mental noise. But here, amidst the quiet majesty of the pines, something different happens. The constant, gentle sounds of the forest, the rustle of leaves, the distant bird calls, the soft breath of the wind create a backdrop against which your inner thoughts can emerge with less intensity, almost like figures stepping out of a shadow and into a softer light. You realize that many of your problems are like these tangled thickets. They seem impenetrable from the outside, but when you approach them with patience and quiet observation, you can often find a path through. The forest offers simple wisdom here. Just as a tree endures storms and grows around obstacles, you too have an inherent capacity for resilience. Just as every living thing has its place in the ecosystem, so too do your feelings and experiences have a place in your inner landscape. You don't need to fight them, you just need to understand them. Perhaps you realize that the solution to a complex issue isn't about adding more information or frantically searching for external answers, but about simplifying, about stripping away the non-essentials. Much like nature prunes away dead branches, the forest demonstrates efficiency and directness in its processes. No wasted energy, no unnecessary complications. It's a silent mentor, encouraging you to seek clarity not through intellectual gymnastics, but through quiet, intuitive understanding. The wolf's presence is particularly comforting during this introspective phase. It's a reminder of instinct, of inner knowing. Wolves don't overthink their decisions. They act based on acute awareness and honed instinct. While you're certainly not a wolf, and honestly, trying to live like one in Dihiwala Mount Lavinia would raise some eyebrows. There's a lesson to be learned from trusting your gut, from listening to that deeper, quieter voice within you that often knows the way, even when your logical mind is tangled in knots. It's like your internal GPS, but instead of routing you to the nearest coffee shop, it's routing you to inner peace. As you navigate these inner pathways, you might find old patterns, old habits of thought, slowly beginning to dissolve, replaced by a fresh perspective. The calm that the forest instills isn't just external. It gradually seeps inward, smoothing the rough edges of your mind. You begin to see your challenges not as insurmountable walls, but as natural parts of your growth, much like a young tree navigating the dense shade of its elders before reaching for its own patch of sunlight. This quiet introspection, guided by the timeless wisdom of the wise wolf and the silent understanding of the forest, is a profound step in your journey of self-discovery, helping you find your own way through your personal thickets. You've bravely navigated the inner thicket, finding clarity amidst your thoughts, guided by the wolf's silent presence. As you emerge from this period of introspection, the forest seems to offer new treasures, subtle insights that appear almost as gifts. The wolf now leads you to a sun-dappled area rich with life, where the ground is covered in vibrant mosses and delicate wildflowers. This is where you encounter the gifts from the undergrowth, understanding the subtle messages hidden in the natural world. You might notice a single, perfectly formed pine cone lying at the base of an ancient tree, its scales intricately arranged. It's not just a cone. It's a symbol of potential, holding the seeds of future giants within its sturdy casing. It teaches you that even in a small, unassuming form, immense possibility resides. Sometimes the biggest breakthroughs come from the tiniest beginnings, just like that brilliant idea you had while half asleep. Or perhaps you spot a feather, fallen from an unseen bird, resting gently on a patch of emerald moss. Its delicate structure, its unique markings, remind you of the ephemeral beauty of life, the grace of movement, and the freedom of the sky. It's a reminder to appreciate the fleeting moments, to carry a sense of lightness even amidst the grounded reality of the forest. This isn't just a feather. It's a whisper from the wind, a tiny piece of airborne magic. The wolf might nudge its nose towards a cluster of small, wild berries, their colors of vibrant red or deep blue against the green foliage. It doesn't eat them, but simply presents them. They are a sign of nourishment, of the forest's generosity. providing for all its creatures. It's a lesson in abundance, in recognizing the simple, fundamental provisions that nature constantly offers, often without expectation. It's like finding a perfectly ripe mango on your morning walk. Except here, no one else is going to grab it before you. You might discover a smooth, water-worn stone, unique in its shape or coloring, a testament to the river's patient work over eons. It speaks of resilience, of being shaped by powerful forces yet retaining its core strength. It's a tangible piece of ancient history, a reminder that even relentless pressure can create something beautiful and enduring. You feel its cool weight in your palm, connecting you to the very geology of this ancient land. These are not grand, dramatic revelations. They are symbolic insights, quiet nudges from the natural world. They are the forest's way of communicating its wisdom, not through spoken language, but through presence, through form, through color and texture. You are learning to read the subtle language of nature, a language often overlooked in the clamor of modern life. It's a language that speaks directly to your intuition, to the deepest, most knowing parts of yourself. The wise wolf observes your discoveries with a quiet understanding. It doesn't interpret for you. It simply provides the context, the space for you to receive these messages. Its own life is a continuous lesson in reading such signs: the scent of a distant animal, the shift in the wind, the condition of a plant. It lives in constant dialogue with its environment, and now, for a fleeting moment, you are sharing in that profound conversation. These subtle messages from the undergrowth are unique to you, resonating with your own inner landscape and current needs. They might offer comfort, or a glimmer of inspiration, or simply a quiet affirmation. They are a reminder that the world around you is always speaking, always offering guidance, if you just take the time to listen and look with an open heart. As you collect these metaphorical gifts, you feel a profound sense of gratitude. The forest isn't just a place you're visiting. It's a teacher, a healer, and a silent giver. And the wise wolf, through its patient guidance, has unlocked your ability to receive these precious, unspoken offerings. You carry these insights, these small pieces of profound wisdom, not in your hands, but within your very being, enriching your understanding of the world and yourself. You've received the subtle, profound gifts from the undergrowth, feeling the deep connection to nature's unspoken wisdom. The journey has woven a rich tapestry of experiences, and now, as the forest slowly shifts towards the soft glow of twilight, a profound silence settles between you and your silent guide. This is the culmination of your shared path, a moment of shared silent understanding. The wise wolf, which has been your shadow, your beacon, and your teacher, now approaches. It doesn't bound or wag its tail like a domestic dog. Its movements are deliberate, a testament to its wild dignity. It stops a few paces from you, its amber eyes meeting yours directly. In that gaze, you sense not just intelligence, but a deep, ancient knowing. There are no words needed, no explanations. It's a connection that transcends language, a pure, intuitive bond forged through shared stillness, shared observation, and shared respect. You feel a profound sense of recognition in its eyes, as if it sees beyond your human form, directly into the quiet essence of your being. And you, in turn, feel a profound recognition of its spirit, sensing the millennia of wild wisdom contained within its ancient lineage. It's an acknowledgement of kindred spirits, two different beings momentarily united by the rhythms of the forest and the shared pursuit of understanding. It's a moment so clear, so simple, yet so deeply moving that it almost brings tears to your eyes. It's like meeting someone new and instantly knowing they're going to be your best friend. Except this friend communicates telepathically and occasionally tries to teach you how to hunt squirrels. This wordless connection is perhaps the most precious gift the forest offers. It's a reminder that communication doesn't always require sound or intricate sentences. It can exist in shared presence, in mutual respect, in the subtle understanding that passes between living beings when they are truly attuned to one another. The wolf has taught you to listen with your heart, to see with your soul, and to feel with your entire being. It has taught you the language of intuition, a language far older and deeper than any spoken tongue. The forest itself seems to hold its breath around you, honoring this sacred moment. The wind is still, the leaves quiet. Even the nocturnal creatures seem to pause their activities, collectively witnessing this profound exchange. You are not just standing in the forest. You are part of it, woven into its living fabric, just as the wolf is. There is no separation, no boundary between you and the natural world, or between you and this magnificent creature. You might reach out a hand, slowly, instinctively, not to touch, but just to offer a gesture of gratitude. The wolf might respond with a soft gaze, or perhaps a subtle tilt of its head, an acknowledgement of your offering. There's a palpable sense of peace that permeates this connection, a feeling of being utterly safe, utterly understood, and utterly accepted. All the anxieties, all the self-doubt, all the striving you often experience in your daily life seem to dissolve in this powerful, simple bond. This shared understanding isn't about dominion or control. It's about harmony. The wolf respects your presence, and you respect its wildness. You learn that true wisdom often lies in acknowledging differences while celebrating shared existence. It's about finding common ground in the most uncommon of places, building bridges where you once thought only divides existed. You realize that the lessons of the forest, delivered through the patient guidance of the wise wolf, have been absorbed not just intellectually, but deep within your spirit. The serenity of the pines, the constancy of the river, the intricacy of the ecosystem, the power of stillness, the echoes of past life, the healing touch of nature, and the subtle gifts from the undergrowth, all have converged into this profound, silent understanding with the wolf. It's a wisdom that transcends words, deeply felt, truly transformative. As the last rays of sunlight filter through the trees, painting the scene in hues of soft gold and deepening indigo, you know that this connection, this understanding, will remain with you long after you leave these enchanted woods. It is a timeless gift, permanently etched into your soul. You've experienced the profound silent understanding, a culmination of your journey with the wise wolf. Now, as the first stars begin to prick through the deepening twilight, and the moon rises once more, it's time to begin your gentle departure from the enchanted forest. You won't leave empty-handed, though. You are returning with inner peace and a wealth of newfound wisdom. You turn towards the wolf, offering a silent nod of gratitude. It meets your gaze, its amber eyes holding that familiar depth, and then, with a subtle shift of its head, it gestures towards the edge of the forest, indicating the way back. There's no fanfare, no grand farewell, just a quiet, mutual acknowledgement of the journey you've shared. This is the way of the wild. Lessons are given freely, connections are forged deeply, and departures are as natural as the turning of the seasons. You understand that this is not an ending, but a new beginning, carrying the forest within you. As you begin to walk, retracing your steps, you notice that the path back feels different. It's not just a physical trail. It's now infused with the memories of your discoveries. The ancient pines, which once seemed merely imposing, now feel like old, trusted friends. The river, whose steady flow you observed, now echoes the calm rhythm you've cultivated within yourself. The sounds of the forest, once a symphony of the wild, now feel like a gentle lullaby, a constant, comforting presence. Your senses, sharpened by the journey, continue to absorb every detail, but now with a deeper sense of appreciation and tranquility. The anxieties that you carried into this forest, the mental clutter that often filled your days in bustling Dehiwala Mount Lavinia, have largely dissipated. They haven't vanished completely. Of course, life has its demands, but their grip has loosened. You now have tools, learned from the quiet wisdom of the pines and the gentle guidance of the wolf, to navigate those inner thickets with greater clarity and calm. You've discovered an inner forest within yourself, a sanctuary you can access no matter where you are, a place of profound peace. It's like finding a secret meditation app that works offline and never needs charging. The wisdom you've gained isn't prescriptive, it's experiential. It's the understanding of patience from the ancient trees, of resilience from the weathered stone, of interconnectedness from the forest's symphony, and of the power of stillness from the wolf's serene presence. These are not lessons to be memorized. but truths to be integrated into the fabric of your being. You carry the scent of pine in your mind, the feeling of soft earth underfoot, and the quiet resonance of the wolf's amber gaze. As the edges of the forest begin to blur into the familiar silhouette of the wider world, you take one last, deep breath, filling your lungs with the pure, cool air of the pines. You feel a profound sense of gratitude for this extraordinary journey, for the unexpected guide, and for the deep, transformative peace you've found. You are no longer just a traveler. You are a bearer of ancient wisdom, a quiet echo of the whispering pines. Now, as the echoes of the ancient world begin to soften, and the image of the wise wolf slowly fades from your mind's eye, allow yourself to feel the gentle pull towards slumber. The winds of the forest, once carrying secrets, now whisper softly, like a lullaby. The vastness of time, which seemed so daunting just moments ago, now feels comforting, a reminder of the slow, steady rhythm of the earth. Let your breathing deepen, your muscles relax, and your thoughts become as light as the falling leaves. The enchanted forest has retreated for now, leaving you in the quiet embrace of the present. Drift, effortlessly, into the depths of a peaceful, well-deserved sleep, where perhaps, even in dreams, the wise wolf still roams.